to another one of our favorites and stand-up, Joe Bartnick, amongst other things, including the Puck Off podcast. Hello.
Hello?
I am looking for
Can you
Joe
hear?
Bartnick. It is Senor Elegante calling, otherwise known as Ron Mike Richards.
What is up, Mike? How are you doing?
I am great. We just played a great moment from another comic, another comedian who's filled full of pain and has made a career out of it. And I look at the Bartnick life, but you shouldn't. Like, most comics are supposed to be bitter and angry. I mean, look at your friend Bill Burr. There's a lot of angst in there. You don't have any. You're not an angry person.
No, I'm not an angry person at all. I mean, the Penguins just ended the Flyers season. How could anybody be angry?
They look good, my friend, and as I said, I have them going to the conference final. I still think they do it. What is your feeling and upcoming series? Where do you sit as a Penguin fan? What's going to happen, my friend?
Well, I am a little nervous because without Gino and without Hagelin, Hagelin sets the pace for our team with the forecheck, and he's a great penalty killer. And Gino's one of the top 5 players in the world. So it's gonna be tougher. Murray's going to have to play a little better. I don't think he was bad against Philly, but he has to play a little better. Letang has to play a little better, as always. But it's the Penguins versus the Capitals. How can you not think the Penguins are going to win? Although it does feel like this could be Ovi's year finally because there's a little less pressure. But I'm picking Penguins again in 7. Another war in the Metro.
As always, yeah. It's a rite of spring though too, right? The Capitals falling to the Penguins. It's a tradition. You can't break that tradition, can you, Joe?
It's a tradition unlike any other. And let me tell you something, Dave. Your leaderboard meme or mem or whatever you want to say with Giroux at -10 with the green jacket was maybe the greatest thing I've ever seen on the internet. As you can tell by it was retweeted a billion. I don't think Obama was ever retweeted that much. It was amazing.
It was funny when I sent out the conclusion of the series. The first guy to retweet it was the mayor of Pittsburgh. I'm like, okay, I'm on to something here, Joe. I'm on to something.
Oh, that is going down as one of the greatest things ever in Pittsburgh sports. Internet fun. It was fantastic, and I didn't even get to say this. Happy anniversary! I love you guys. What an awesome year!
There we go.
Yeah, I'll tell you. And you have been one of our great finds. In terms of you find another pal, another buddy who kind of thinks the same way. You have a perspective on life, being a stand-up, and our audience just loves you. I mean, it was this has been the easiest thing, and again as we kind of go forward with the show and some other things are coming. We've been thrilled that you're along for the ride. We really have been.
Oh, I'm along for the ride. I am definitely along for the ride, and it's gonna be fun. How is Game 7 feeling for Toronto right now? How are you guys feeling?
People are like there's young Russell, of course, who is the technical producer amongst other things, and he's soiling himself now. In fact, I believe he's also brought in a couple of early cocktails. It looks like it's a mixture of gin and Kool-Aid, which is kind of weird. But I'm just saying that he like a lot of Leaf fans now, where they weren't thinking about Game 7, Boston from those years ago, now they're thinking about it again. Now it's back.
I picked Boston in 7, but I didn't expect the series to go the way it did.
Right.
Because now Toronto definitely has the hidden vigorish, and Rask is looking a little susceptible, and Frederick Anderson is making those Anderson's fairy tale saves. I mean, kind of just pulling stuff out of his rear end. So it could get very interesting. I would love to see Austin Matthews put a stamp on this series and a stamp on his career. I would absolutely love that because I'm a big Austin Matthews guy.
So if you're looking at the young talent that's coming to the league, and you watch a lot of hockey, you obviously the Puck Off podcast, what you do. If you have the name of the newer name, so we'll take Sid out of this example, for instance, or anyone else who would be, of that generation, of the new generational players. If you go 1 through 5, who are they for you? Is Connor McDavid 1 or is Austin Matthews 1?
I hate to go all over Canada, a country I love and adore, and bash Connor McDavid, but I'm not going to bash him. but I'm going to say this. You ask me to pick a team, I'm taking Austin Matthews first.
Right.
I like how he plays in the rougher areas. I like how he plays in the circles. I just like his game better. Does that not mean I go see Connor McDavid in any city I'm out when he's playing and I love him and he's like watching Wile E. Coyote on the roller skates when they light him on fire? But, and he's amazing. But, I just a little bit, I'm not a big fan. He's amazing. I'm not going to like him. But I actually enjoy, I love Patrick Laine. He's got that witch gene. I'll say an underutilized guy, or maybe a guy that doesn't get the credit. Have you seen some of Phil Forsberg's goals this playoff series?
Right.
I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. I love Barzal. Well, I think Barzal's amazing. McKinnon is finally stepping up. They got rid of that bum Duchesne. I mean, what's he ever won? And all of a sudden, McKinnon turns into a superstar. There's just so much young talent right now. That's why it was kind of sad that they didn't let the under 23 team, compete in like the Olympics. That'd have been fun.
Yeah, that
instead of having like Belarus or something. Let those kids go play.
No, exactly. Second round, and looking ahead to it, we were kind of chatting a little bit about Washington, Pittsburgh. They're still not sure in Tampa Bay who they're going to meet. That series is going to start likely on Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening. In the West, though, interesting: San Jose, Vegas, Winnipeg, Nashville. Any surprises there out of the four that you see? Because I don't know if I see too many in there. Maybe one, but what about you, Joe Bartnick?
As far as the West goes, I was completely surprised. I picked my two LA teams to advance. They didn't win a game.
Yeah.
Single game. So I was absolutely shocked. Now I'm going to ride the Vegas bandwagon till the Western Conference Finals.
Now, is Joe Bartnick laying down a lot of money? Like, do you have that? See, maybe that's the dark side. Maybe it's gambling, prostitution, these kinds of things. Are you betting on some of these games? Please tell me you are. Please tell me.
I am betting a little bit, just to make it interesting. How can you have no juice
exactly
in the Stanley Cup playoffs? You got to have a little juice. But I'll tell you, I just thoroughly impressed with Vegas. They have an incredible coach. He's going to win Coach of the Year, but he should anyway. But Gallant is amazing. But you got to ride the hot goaltender. And Flower was just incredible all year. And he really made those key Flower saves. So I'm going to take them over San Jose. Nothing against San Jose. I just think you got to ride the Flower one more round. Now, I don't know. I'm picking Winnipeg, and not just because I love Dave. I've been a closet Winnipeg fan for so many years, and I was ready to chop Paul Maurice's head off. But then look at this, and I'll tell you, I trust Hollerback. I call him Hollerback, y'all. I trust Hollerback more than I trust Rainey when the chips are down. I really do.
Well, I got to tell you that when Dave started talking about it, and of course I know he's going to talk about the Jets, but the reality is, they have the ability with the players that they have to match up with like a lot of different teams and play a style that not only has a pace to it, but they have some bruisers. They're bigger than probably, if you don't pay attention, they're bigger than other guys. And as you said, Hallebuck's been playing as well as any goalie, I think, in the league. So for Nashville, they had a tough let's face it, the Avalanche really pushed that team. But they're going to see a much bigger team. I think they're going to see a team that can also play with pace. I think they have obviously more talent on it. I'm not going to be shocked if the Jets get by the Preds. I won't be shocked.
No, I think the key thing with me in Winnipeg was when they lost Game 3 in Minnesota. Like, how are they going to respond? Well, Hollerback threw a donut. You love seeing a young goaltender bounce back. That's Matt Murray-esque, if you will. And you're right. Their blue line is just, it's the Twin Towers. They got so much meat back there that, the Preds are not that. They have some bigger guys, but they're not a huge bruising team. And I actually think Minnesota might be a little bigger up front. So, and then scoring wise, for anybody, they ran the Penguins out of the building twice this year. It's not easy to run the Penguins out of a building, scoring wise.
Yeah, it's interesting because Nashville does have a couple nice players, but it's almost like it's a committee. Like when you look at their scoring, nobody would raise their hand right now if I say agree or disagree. Austin Watson is the leading scorer on the Nashville Predators through 6 games. Well, He is, and I don't think on a team with Forsberg and Johansson and Roman Josi, PK Subban, that guy, like a grinding third, fourth line guy, is leading this team in points. The thing that with the Preds, they roll 4 lines and 6 defensemen, and everybody plays. So it's I'm looking forward to it. I think it's, obviously I don't have to tell you this, but it's my favorite second round matchup.
Yeah, there's really 3 wars, Ed, because I'm still not sold on the rivalry between San Jose and Vegas.
Right.
But I think whoever Tampa plays is going to be fun too, because if they get Boston, they'll be just as physical and just as nasty. And then if they get the Maple Leafs, it's going to be an offensive show, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see Matthews and Marner and those young thoroughbreds go up against the Stamkos and Kucherov. How about Kucherov in that first series? He played like a man. Yeah. He was cleaning house. It was great. Tampa really impressed me. I was a little down on Tampa, but after seeing their underling guys come through and score like Palat and Killorn, and then when it had to be, the big boys just put on a clinic.
Do you think the Leafs can get by? Do you think the Leafs have a chance in this Game 7?
I absolutely. It's a Game 7. I mean, who knows what the Rat's going to do? Yeah. Maybe the Rat's going to throw a flying elbow and get a 5-minute major. You get Matthews out there, you get 2 goals, it's 2-0, and Anderson stands on his head. That's why you never want to get to a Game 7. That's why, you fear a Game 7 because you never know what's going to happen.
So what's going on in your world? Are you traveling somewhere? Whereabouts are you headed? Are you around town? What's happening for the Joe Bartnick parade?
Well, I'm in New York City right now. I've been on the East Coast since the week before St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going back to California next Tuesday, and then I'll be there for a couple weeks. I'm going to be a dad for a little bit. And then you never know. We'll see how the Pittsburgh Penguins are advancing, and knock on wood. And maybe we'll go back for some more later round action on the East Coast. But, yeah, I've been everywhere. I've been Boston. I've been everywhere in the East Coast, so it's fun because it's, I'm a hockey guy and a drinker, so nice. It's great to be on the East Coast.
We like that. Now, you always go to these huge events. You go to the Olympics, you go to the Rose Bowl. There's always something weird, like I don't know if it's table tennis championships, but are you like going to go to the World Cup in Russia and go cheer for, I don't know, Senegal? Like what is does the Bartnick tour go to Russia? Is there some event that we don't know about that you're going to go to?
This summer, I have a few things possible. I don't know. It all really depends on the stand-up schedule, and and I have fun every second. So you got to pay the bills at some point. So I can't turn down the work to go lose money. But you never know what's going to happen. But I would definitely love to go to the World Cup in Russia. Soccer is some of the greatest things to bet on because it's in the summer. There's nothing going on. It's like, soccer's on. You put a little juice on it, all of a sudden, one goal means, everything. One goal means a hooker.
I didn't see that math. And see, now we're seeing a different side.
There you go.
Now we're seeing the mudslide of emotion. I think it's what's happening here. Joey, thanks so much for joining us, man. I got to tell you, it's so great to have you on the first anniversary show because in this year, you certainly have been a treasure that we have found and a new friend as well. So thanks so much for joining us today, and thanks for being part of the show in its first year.
Oh, Mike, you're the best. I love you, Dave. I can't wait for 10 more years. I can't wait to get back up to Canada, drink some Crown Royal, watch some hockey. It's gonna be a great year. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a great year. And good luck to the Winnipeg Jets, Mr. Dave.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Joe. You take care.
Right on. Bye-bye.
That is Joe Bartnick, the legendary Joe Bartnick.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep.